Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Xeno, the personification of a cry for help, and today we are back with more promises to keep Rofi's routes. Now, last we left off on, we learned a bit more of Rofi's psyche, and also how to do a whole operation where we had to save a 90-year-old woman from dying of hypothermia in her own house, just to get her to the neighbors' houses that have power. And she was also hypoglycemic, and that was crazy. It was a lot. It was stressful. I actually didn't know how to fucking end that video, because I didn't know like how much of the routes I had left, and I didn't want to give this like the short end of the stick like they did with Theo's route, unfortunately. But they said this is the second longest update, so this is like the longest update for this game, so I hope that we get some more content, like a lot more content for this part than the last part. So anyway, let's continue. Theo immediately strides over to a plush sofa and deposits Diana on the cushioned seat. He kneels in front of her, fussing with her jacket and making sure she's comfortable. There you go, Diana. We've arrived. He attempts a well-worn smile. Thank you for flying Theo Airlines.
Terrible in-flight service, not even a drink menu.
I spot Rofi in what looks like the kitchen doorway, talking in hushed tones with two groundhogs. The Robinsons, I presume. Tom looks even angrier in person. A dipped, constantly furrowed brow and a tense forward-leaning posture, as if at any moment he might lunge. He seems to be barely listening to Rofi, nodding absent-mindedly while keeping his beady eyes fixed on Diane and Theo. The woman standing slightly behind him wears an entirely different demeanor, her entire body tucked tightly inward. Her eyes made constant little circuits of the room, almost as if she were planning the best route to escape. I sidle my way over to them, ready to give Rofi support if needed. The dog is fully locked in now, speaking with a precise, robotic efficiency. This is her medical bag. It has everything she needs to monitor her sugar. She just had a hypoglycemic seizure before we brought her over here, so it'd probably be best to keep a close eye on her sugar levels for the next few hours.
Now hold on just a minute.
The husband holds out a paw, taking a step forward into Rofi's space.
A seizure? You can't leave her here if she's gonna start seizing again. Shouldn't you be calling the hospital? Emergency services, somebody else? Bitch, we're snowed in.
We're snowed in? Do you know the amount of people we had shoveling snow out of our way just to get her over to your fucking house? What made you think a fucking ambulance is able to come over here? I intend to, just as soon as I finish briefing you on her condition. I would absolutely take her to the hospital if I had any faith I could actually transport her. Emergency services might be able to get her there, but they are doubtless stretched thin at the moment. She was no longer in any immediate danger, so they may not come at all. It would be a much worse situation if they got stuck either on the way here or to the hospital. I can see Tom's brain churning, trying to find holes in Rofi's logic.
Alright, so when she starts convulsing, what exactly do you expect it to do?
Give her a juice box. Rofi very clearly bites back a retort. She's not likely to, as long as she keeps her sugars up. That's what the monitor and test strips are for. We brought juice as well, though she should probably eat some real food before long. I have no idea when her last meal was.
Well, we've only got so much here. It's not as if we can go grocery shopping right now.
Yeah, just like it's not as if hospitals can actually come over here while it's snowed in. Man, you don't really think, do you? I bet you're white. His wife's eyes flicked over to him, an inscrutable expression on her face. I looked past the three of them into the kitchen, noted an open pantry door with a healthy stockpile of dry and canned food inside. I understand. We can bring food and other supplies over. Oh. Theo joins us then, ignoring the Robinsons and speaking pointedly to Rofi. Rofi, she's all settled in. I'm going back to grab some clothes and other things she asked for. Oh, great. Rofi turns back to the couple. We'll be back to check on her periodically, so...
You're not seriously just going to dump her here and leave, are you?
Tom's voice rises in incredulity.
You're the only doctor here.
Diana's laugh cuts in from the couch.
No such luck, Tom, no such luck. The pup's an assistant doctor. Probably just hands the dot his tools or something.
Tom turns back to Rofi in indignant disbelief and takes another step forward.
An assistant?
Well...
Oh, not this again.
Theo takes a step forward himself, so he and Tom are almost nose to nose, which is incredible given the height difference. Mrs. Robinson steps backward, paw flying to her necklace, but the much shorter man stands his ground, staring petulantly up at Theo.
Tom, what fucking difference does it make? Right now, as far as we're concerned, he's the only doctor in the world. Diana is here now, on your couch, so the ball's in your court. If you're not gonna kick her out of the snow, then you better just shut up and listen to what Rofi tells you.
He turns on his heel.
I'll be back with those clothes.
Before anyone can reply, Theo stumps out the front and slams the door.
I don't believe this.
Well, believe it, bitch. Tom sighs, shaking his head disapprovingly.
He's always been like this, you know. Foul-mouthed and impatient.
You're one to talk. Shut the fuck up, really? He speaks with a wholly practiced tone, somewhere between false pity and sneering self-satisfaction. It makes me want to punch him, same. Rofi exhales quietly and re-enters the conversation.
I wasn't suggesting that we just leave her here.
I don't mind staying for a few hours to keep an eye on her sugars. It's probably best to monitor her post-seizure anyway. Rofi's a braver man than I, volunteering to spend any more time in this house than strictly necessary. I may need an extra paw from time to time, so I'll stay too. I interject before Tom can even open his mouth. Guess I'm braver than I thought. Rofi turns to me in surprise, and then gratitude and relief. Please do.
Nurse Leo reported in.
No one laughs. I briefly consider running into traffic, same. And then I remember there isn't any.
Yes, I think it makes sense for you to look after her. You know what to look for, after all.
Rofi and I both stare at him for a long moment, confused by his quick 180. The moment we agree to do all the work, he decides he trusts Rofi completely.
Well...
Tom sighs again, and turns to his wife for the first time.
I suppose breakfast is in order, eh?
Are you the sweet queen? She smiles slightly.
Yes, I suppose it is.
Bring my coffee up to the office when you have a moment. Davis should be awake by now, and I've got to talk to him about that Heston job. Damn Bliss is gonna set us back months.
Having apparently forgotten us, Tom turns and walks out of the room like a star actor leaving the set. Mrs. Robinson waits until his clumping feet finish climbing the stairs, and a door somewhere in his house clicks shut. Then she turns to us, her voice quiet and gentle.
You'll have to excuse me, but breakfast won't make itself.
She hesitates, one paw working her pearl necklace at a rosary.
Do you boys drink coffee? I can bring you each a cup.
Rofi examines her closely for a moment before politely shaking his head.
No, but thank you, ma'am.
Don't worry about us. I add, trying to catch her staring eyes. You look like you have enough to worry about. We'll be fine. She nods. A quick, jerky motion, gives that same slight smile as before, and quickly steps into the kitchen and out of sight. Only then do I realize that I forgot to ask her name. Rofi and I exchange a look. I can tell we both have a lot on our minds. He opens his mouth, as if to start bridging that gap, when Diana calls from the couch.
Hey, Spotty! Tofu! Help me plug this damn thing in, will you?
The old sheep is struggling to untangle her phone charger. Duty calls. And it has a loud, insistent voice. The next few hours aren't relaxing, by any stretch of the imagination, but they pass, thankfully, without further incident. Rofi makes a quick call to EMS, and they tell him exactly what he expected to hear. Since she is currently stable and he is there with her, there's nothing else to be done at the moment. Not with half the city shut down. Theo returns at some point, bearing smoke-smelling bags of clothes and toiletries and the like. He and Rofi speak in quiet, polite tones to one another, not quite meeting each other's eyes. He doesn't stay long.
just existing in this house seems to make him twitch. And the house seems calmer when he's gone. The entire time, despite his serious lack of sleep, Rofi stays awake and focused on Diana. He and I both sit on the floor, next to the couch. His eyes stayed glued to her arms, as if expecting another seizure to start. I don't fare nearly as well. I fall victim to a number of impromptu naps. Each time I stall away to find Rofi either right next to me or somewhere else nearby. Checking on Diana, fetching something for her, stretching his legs. The old you spends most of the time on her phone, glaring down at it as if it were an unexpected bill.
Hey, Spotty! What's a six-letter word for satirical or something that happens contrary to expectations?
Is she playing crossword? Wait, I want to guess this one. Is this like word for satirical or something that happens contrary to expectations? Ironic? I blinked groggily at her a few times, not understanding. She must be doing a crossword puzzle. Guess she's done over her ordeal. Maybe these kinds of attacks aren't uncommon for her.
Starts with an I.
It's ironic. Ironic. Huh. Her eyes wandered to the ornate cross on the wall, and then to the explicitly welcoming welcome mat. She laughs, and resumes jabbing at her phone with a bony finger. At some point, Tom's wife brings warm pancakes with strawberries for us and Diana. The sheep takes her plate and starts eating almost immediately, like she had forgotten what food tasted like.
Here, I brought extra in case the two of you were hungry.
She works at her necklace some more.
I hope the berries are alright. They're obviously not in season, so...
I'm sure it's all lovely, ma'am. Thank you. I replied quickly, still struggling to catch her eyes. I'm Leo, by the way, and this is Rofi. Rofi smiles up at her and nods before turning back to his patient.
Elizabeth. But you can call me Beth, if you like. Welcome to our home.
She welcomes us with a complex mix of emotions. Genuine, yet hesitant and regretful. Almost like an apology. Diana doesn't say a word, still focused solely on eating. Thank you very much for letting us, stay here. Beth smiles, a bit wider this time, and drifts back to the kitchen. More time passes. I work on my plate slowly. Rofi barely touches his. Every once in a while, Beth rejoins us in the living room. Still timid, but noticeably less so. She even breaks Rofi out of his trance briefly, asking him about the finger sticks and how often Diana's shitter needs to be checked, meticulously copying his instructions in perfect cursive letters. She really does seem to care. In stark and noticeable contrast to her husband, I see nothing more of Tom. Every once in a while, I hear snippets of his raised voice, presumably on the phone, talking numbers and logistics and who's in charge and who's to blame. What's their story like, I wonder? What brought Tom and Beth Robinson together? Same. Why is Tom such a bitter old bitch? After eating, my yawns became wider, my dips into sleep more frequent. At some point, I feel someone shaking me gently. I blink, letting out a yawn. Looking to my side, I notice Rofi's absence quickly, then looked up to see Theo.
Hey, Leo. It's been a number of hours. Where did Rofi go?
I stumble upright, almost stepping on my tail.
Don't worry, he's headed back to mine now. Medically cleared Diana and all that.
I glanced at the sheep, conked out as snoring softly in her seat, plugged and phone slipping out of her hands into her lap. Why didn't Rofi wake me? We could have watched back together.
Do you think you're good to head back too?
I get up and stretch.
Yeah, I think so.
Thanks for coming to get us, Theo.
Of course. The storm looks like it calmed down for the day. Or at least for now. I could walk with you anyway, though, if you like.
Oh, are you not coming back?
Oh, not yet. I've still got a few more things to sort out with other folks before I call it a day.
I raise an eyebrow, but he clarifies.
No one in this house, at least for now.
Alright. In that case, I can make it back on my own. Theo nods, and after I bundle up again, moves to get the door. He hesitates, paw on the doorknob, thoughts clearly roiling behind his eyes. Don't worry about it, Theo. It's been a stressful morning for all of us. At least it's over now. Surprise. And then gratitude.
Thank you, Leo. Get back safely, okay?
I smile at him. You too, Theo. Don't stay out too long. The trip back to Theo's house is thankfully uneventful. The fox was right. It feels uncharacteristically calm outside, especially compared to this morning. The landscape was no clearer, but I could make out my destination in the distance. Surprisingly, some of our paw prints from earlier had survived. And before long, I found myself stepping through Theo's front door. Leo, I was wondering when you'd get back. Ollie, my baby. When are the plushies coming? When are the plushies coming? I'm ready. I'm so ready for merch. I would, even if it's like little rad dolls, I would take them. Was everything alright out there? He ushers me in as we talk. Yeah, is Rofi back?
Yes, he is. He said he was really tired, but not much else. He worried me a little, honestly. Did a lot happen when you were in Diana's house?
Yeah, it was pure chaos for a moment. She was yelling, Theo was yelling, she was having a seizure. I pause, noticing the raptor's concerned eyes. But we got through it, and everyone's okay. He nods. Is he in his room now?
Yes, but I think he might need a little time on his own. That's the vibe I got from him earlier, at least.
I exhale. You'll get your chance soon, Leo.
In the meanwhile, already prepare some food if you're interested in that.
Sure. Beth, Tom's wife, made us some breakfast. But that feels like ages ago now. Both Hunter and Artemis are at the dining table eating when Ollie and I walk in. I elect to withhold details of the events at Diana's house, for now. Instead, I allowed myself to relax for the first time today. Enjoying the company, the laughter, listening to Artemis and Hunter bicker, playfully, I think. But through the chatter, I'm painfully aware of Rofi's absence. It's hard to leave the warm company, especially after the day we all had. But it finally feels like the right time to go to him. I get up. Hey, guys, I'm going to make a play for Rofi and take it upstairs to him.
Yeah, I'm sure he's tuckered out and needs a bite. He'd like that.
Artemis nods.
Let us know if you need anything, okay?
Ollie clearly reads me like a book. Yeah, of course. Thanks, you guys. I quickly heap a collection of food onto an empty plate. Poor Dot's probably starving. After the mountain of calories feels adequate for Rofi's appetite, I make my way upstairs. I pause outside his door. Should I knock? That's silly, I was literally sleeping here a few hours ago. But... Yep, no response. Rofi, I have some food from downstairs. You barely touched your pancakes earlier, so I know you're hungry. Can I come in? Still nothing until I listen closer. Some rustling, and then the sound of someone crying. Oh shit. A painful, heavy dread weighs me down right through the floor. Shattered glass. Bitter frost. I almost throw open the door. Damn! Rofi, don't cry! My baby! Rofi? I freeze at the threshold, not even sure what to do. He doesn't look up, but his chest heaves as he cries, hunched up against his bed frame in the wall. It doesn't even feel like he notices me here. I cloud the plate onto his desk before rushing over to him. Oh, Rofi! I instinctively reach to hug him, but then... grayscale flames lit ablaze as a last resort. Fuck. It's all too much to process at once. I gently slammed to the floor by his side. A million different words claw their way up to my throat, but none of them feel right. I keep my mouth shut, and slowly, I hear him start to breathe more regularly. He looks up at me, no brave smile to be found. Then he opens his mouth to speak, as he gets the last of his sniffles out. Leo? My throat feels dry, as if I was the one just crying. Yeah, Rofi, I'm here. The dog wipes one paw across his face, though his tears had already soaked through his fur. They were right, weren't they? I know exactly who he's talking about, but it doesn't feel right to jump into that conclusion just yet. Is this about today? Diana was more than a handful. I know that must have been... No, not her. Then was it Theo? He was kind of harsh today. Not him, either. Then... Rofi's paws are trembling, damp, matted fur discolored by tears. I can't hold myself back any longer. I reach for his paws with mine. Can I? He nods, and I pull them towards me, resting on my legs. I'm here to listen to you, Rofi. Whatever you have to say. Nothing but his snifflings fills the silence. Then finally... Leo? Yeah, Rofi? What does love mean to you? Passion, security, loyalty, freedom, I really don't know. Security? Security. Feeling safe and sound. Like no matter what happens, it'll be fine in the end. Knowing the path I'm walking will take me to the right place. I don't feel that way often, and not with many people either. What does love mean to you, Rofi? Company. Not just the kind that you go out to dinner with once in a while to catch up. Catching up with most people is exhausting. It's the people that I go to with the little things. I wouldn't text Artemis about the really sweet coffee I just had at the hospital cafe, or Theo about my tummy hurting after eating too much. My relationships with them just don't work that way. And that isn't to say that there isn't love or some sort there. It's just different. Different from Mom and Dad. They drive me insane. But they... His voice cracks softly. He looks down at our paws, seemingly startled by the sight, before gently pulling his away from mine. He clears his throat. They love me in that way. They do want to hear about those things. But with what strings attached? Being forced to stay the wrong path? Growing your happiness secondhand from someone else's? Echoes from the previous night's dreams reverberate loudly in my mind. At what cost? I wince as those words come out. Sorry, I didn't mean to. No, it's okay. At face value, it was really no cost at all. To child me, at least. They had everything laid out for me. I just had to check all the boxes off. It was the easiest path, the least resistance. And then a chuckle. And here I am instead, a half-baked healthcare worker on paid vacation. Still working. And almost killing a woman. Wait, killing her? You saved her! He exhales, closing his eyes. At the very end, when I almost gave her the sleeping meds. And Theo stopped me because she was starting to look better. I wasn't thinking straight. Sleeping meds and alcohol both suppress your body's drive to breathe. And in an older person, they can stop your breathing altogether. But you said the medication stops seizures, right? Yes, but it was slowing by that time already. And I'm betting she had unsafe amounts of alcohol in her system even before we saw her. Fuck. He puts his snout in his paws again. Another grim laugh. And then what would I have done?
given the woman CPR until emergency services to arrive to fix what I did. With the snow in the way, I would have died of exhaustion before they showed up. But that didn't happen, right? That's why you work with other people in the hospital so they can catch your mistakes. But it shouldn't have happened at all. And maybe it wouldn't have if I had just listened to them. I asked a question I know the answer to already. Rofi, what do they want? A real doctor. And all they got was an assistant.
Okay, fuck the people that you told said that to you? Because in times like this, what else have you got? God, I fucking hate people.
There are so many things I want to say. So many things I want to ask, but none of them feel right for the moment. I know that this goes further than just his career. The small simple picture frames in my dream glow bright as ever in my memory. The dog stands up slowly. I am sorry, Leo. I'm really, really tired. I think I might call it a night early. Don't apologize, Rofi. I think I'm going to do the same if that's okay with you. He nods, then flicks his eyes to his bed, clearly remembering our previous night's sleeping arrangement. What did he want? Should we sleep separately tonight? Hey, would it be too presumptuous for me to sleep next to him again? Yeah, I don't know what the right response is. I was a little warm last night. Is it okay if I grab the air mattress? What is that I see in his eyes? Hurts? Wrong answer! Relief? Sometimes I can read him so well, and other times he's like a stranger to me. Or maybe I'm a stranger to him. Yeah, of course. That's totally fine. Do you need help? No, I got it. Thanks, Rofi. As I turn to leave, I see him reach for the plate I left on his desk. Good, at least he's eating. As I step into the living room, I can hear laughter echoing from the basement, amidst of Hunter, Ollie, and Artemis. I should update them, at least briefly. I turn and descend the second flight of stairs. Looks like an intense pool game is going on. Except all the striped balls are gone, and pretty much every solid ball is still on the table. Hunter and Ollie are seated on the couch, while Artemis paces with his pool cue.
Hey, Leo.
He gestures to the clearly one-sided game.
Want a round after?
I'm okay, but thanks. Ollie, reading my mind, pipes up.
How is Rofi?
He's really tuckered out after everything that happened today. The mood dampens quickly. Is he alright? I'm honestly not sure. I think he'll need a bit of time to reset.
Theo made the situation sound really stressful, but he said that Rofi navigated it quite well.
I nod, but decide not to disclose anything more. It definitely took a lot out of him, I agree.
Gosh, I hope he's able to rest up tonight.
Yeah, I think he's calling it a night, early. But I just wanted to let you guys know.
Thanks, dude. We'll be extra nice to him tomorrow.
I think I'm headed up too. I'm just going to keep him company.
I think he appreciate that.
I nod and thank the bunch before returning to the living room for the air mattress. I knock again, and Rofi calls out,
Come in!
The dog is sprawled out on his bed, staring at the ceiling.
Hey. Sorry for dumping all that on you.
No, it's okay. Are you feeling a little better? The dog nods wordlessly. I think I believe him. If there's anything I can do, please, tell me. It feels like he's about to ask for something. This time yesterday, a hug would have felt more than appropriate. But today,
I'm okay, but thank you, Leo.
I exhale silently, heart sinking. We exist together in his room, quietly. It doesn't feel awkward, just different. At some points, I plugged in the air mattress, punctuating the still air with soft motor noises. Want me to turn off the lights? Yes, please. Darkness fills the room as I find my way back to my air mattress, making myself comfortable. Is he asleep? I'm afraid to move around and make any noise. I want him to sleep well. Leo? My fur bristles, startled by his voice. Yeah, Rofi? Thank you for being here. A touch of relief spreads through my chest. Always. I think I mean it. Not long afterwards, I hear Rofi's breathing slow as he slips into a deep sleep. I spent the next hour scrolling on my phone, in the dark. It doesn't take long before sleep consumes me too.
I knew it! I knew this was gonna be short! God damn it! Now what? Oh, I always do this! I spend so long on the first part and then fucking the second part is so short. I don't know. Oh my god. I need his name to grow. I need his name to grow so fast. Oh my god, I can't believe we're caught up already! Jesus Christ! You know, at least we're getting a lot of support. Look how much of the patrons are on here. Support them! No! This is such a good game. I love these characters so much. Oh wait, there's a gallery. Wait, was there always a gallery? Let's see how much I unlocked. Next, let's see. I currently have let's see. I currently have. How many have I have? Wait, I'm missing like one, right? Wait, I'm missing one CG. I need. Okay, you know what? Bonus material. I'm gonna go look for that one. Okay, so apparently I haven't done. I just looked at the thing. Apparently I didn't hang out with Hunter. So let's go spend time with him to see what happens. I know Rofi wants some alone time with me, but I want to get to know Hunter too. I turned to the raccoon. To be honest, I'm pretty tired, so relaxing in your room sounds like fun. Hunter pumps his fist in the air. Yes! Considering the fact that we literally just met, Hunter's enthusiasm was very flattering. And very sweet. Oh man, I'll be all alone! Those eyes were dangerous, but having already made my choice, my resolve is strong. For now. I looked pointedly at Hunter, avoiding eye contact with the sly dog. But it's already too late for the raccoon. Don't give me those eyes, you know I can't handle them. They stare at one another for a prolonged moment, locked in a deadly battle. And then suddenly break into raucous laughter.
If you made it too easy.
Rofi, you could just join us, you know. Nothing is stopping you. Rofi seems to consider for a second, then shakes his head. Nah, I've been dying to play this new game. All my old college friends are picking it up, so I gotta get good at it. Besides, I think I'm too wired right now to just relax. That I could believe. Some of the tension in my shoulders fades. He clearly wasn't upset. Well, don't get too good at that game. Otherwise, you'll just beat us every time. No promises. Rofi turns to me with his trademark warm smile. I see you've become puppy eye resistant since childhood. Very impressive. I'll have to come up with some new tricks. You two have fun. We'll definitely have time to hang out later, Leo. And with a flash of his orange tail, he's gone, stepping down the hall. Dang, did you say childhood? Y'all go back a long way, huh? Yeah, it's a really long story, actually. To be honest, I didn't really want to get into it with Hunter right now. The raccoon nods, clearly picking up on my reticence. Hey, no worries. Anyway, my room's just down the hall. As we walk down the hallway, I watch him hop from paw to paw, jumping to touch the ceiling with each movement. I can't help but notice his toned lids every time he sprints upwards. In my defense, they look huge fletching to support his frame. I hope he chokes me with those. Judging from their interaction earlier, he seems to be the only one here who can match Rofi's energy level. Hunter stops in front of his room door and strikes a pose. And now I present my humble abode.
also known as Theo's spare room.
I took a few steps and looked around. A laptop and some folders are stacked neatly on the desk. On top of the stack sits a binder labeled Fall Semester in remarkable penmanship. The same perfect handwriting covers a few spare papers, presumably schoolwork of some sort. I spot a collection of dumbbells and a sturdy-looking workout bench against the wall. The whiteboard perched above them catches my eye. Hunter's workout routine looks pretty serious. Let's see. He's got a nice workout routine. I think back to the bots fiasco and my arms twinge in pain. His bed is made up neatly as well. From the perfectly symmetrical blankets to the fluffed up pillows, that's trauma. Wow, it's so...
tidy? I get that a lot.
Hunter walks over to his bed and takes a seat.
Don't believe everything you hear about raccoons.
I clear my throat and shuffle my feet, realizing how that first statement came out. He was right though. I was expecting something closer to the chaos in Ollie's room, especially after seeing how my admittedly few sporty friends lived in college. Right, sorry. My mind is open to all the possibilities now. I mime a mind-blown motion around my head, which urges a smile from Hunter.
Good to hear. Feel free to take a look around. I'm just gonna chill here. By the way, mind if I play some music? Helps me chill.
Go for it. Some kind of hip-hop R&B? Up-tempo but still relaxing, with a strong beat. Seems fitting. I walked over to the desk, mostly just to admire the handwriting on the binder. Did you write this?
Yeah.
He beams proudly.
When I was a kid, we had someone come over once a week to teach me to write like that. I'm happy I still got it.
I resist the urge to raise an eyebrow. I had no idea those kinds of people exist. I mean, a handwriting tutor? That feels pretty fancy. My eye lands on the dumbbells and workout bench again, and I can't help but ask. Did you carry these here through the storm? He laughs a little.
Nah, just the dumbbells. I gotta stay in shape somehow, and a little snow isn't going to stop me. Or a lot of snow for that matter. The bench was just laying around Theo's basement, and he said I could use it while I was here.
Just the dumbbells, huh? Unbelievable. Up to 75-pounders, Jesus.
Same with that thing.
He points to the medicine ball under the desk.
Though I guess I should give you a heads up. There's no actual chair in this room. Theo said there used to be one, but it broke. But there's plenty of room next to me if you want to sit.
Hunter was overestimated a little. The raccoon's limbs were taking up most of the space. I had to get pretty close to him if I wanted to sit down. But I guess it wasn't that big of a deal. Join Hunter, join him. I mean, if he feels comfortable offering, then I don't mind sharing the bed with him. I nod and take a seat next to him, sitting in just a little. The mattress is nice and firm. Memory foam, maybe? I think of my creaky old mattress at home and settle in further. I did get used to this.
Anyway, sorry. What were we talking about before?
Your tidiness, I think? But we can stop if I'm prying too much.
Nah, I don't mind. My parents only started pushing me towards athletics in high school, so I wasn't really sporty for most of my life. And they always want to keep our houses spotless, so I grew up being super conscious about neatness and cleanliness.
Did you say houses? With an S? I make a mental note of that, but continue the conversation. That's interesting. I feel like all the college athletes I've known started when they were kids.
Yeah, my journey was a little unique there. I actually tried a bunch of different things. Well, my parents made me, but still, and none of it ever really stuck until high school.
I see, and do you like... I stopped mid-sentence, realizing I didn't actually know what sport he played yet. He raises his eyebrows and smirks mischievously at me, clearly waiting for me to guess.
Like...
track and field. I don't know, track and field? Hunter snores, then bursts out loud. Wait, no, he did gymnastics. No, I'm changing my mind. I don't know, gymnastics? Hunter looks at me, clearly a little surprised. Sorry, I cheated. Also, why did I flop? Because literally I played his route.
That was totally a guess, right? You didn't cheat?
I stick my tongue out playfully at him, and he snickers at my reaction.
I guess you and Rofi are old friends.
Maybe he was rubbing off on me. Me and him had activated some of my old habits. Okay, well, do you like it?
I mean, yeah, it's fine. I guess I view it more as a way to stay fully fit. It just requires so many muscle groups and movements that you end up bulking every part of your body in some way. And the perks don't hurt either.
Perks?
Well, my school treats its athletes really well. We usually get good scholarships, private trainers, and exclusive dining hall and gym.
Hold up, you get a dining hall all to yourself.
Yep, it's hidden somewhere on our campus. Secret location and everything. But I mean, they don't check student IDs, so you can just walk in if you know where it is. You just have to look the part of an athlete. They have private chefs that cook hot meals for us, and dietitians on site to help us hit nutrient goals.
And the rest of us are stuck in garbage. Suddenly I feel cheated out of my tuition money.
You didn't already feel cheated by everything else? Honestly, ancient professors reading off pre-made lecture slides and calling that class? I've never been so bored in my life. It's not like I'm ever gonna need most of that information. Just a waste of time. But whatever. I'm not paying much tuition anyway, so I can't really complain.
He shrugs and throws his arms behind his head, flopping backwards onto the bed. I sit silently for a few moments. That was the most negative emotion I've heard him express yet. I was immediately curious about how much tuition he actually did pay, but definitely didn't feel comfortable asking him that yet. I decided to change the subject. So, how long have you and Rofi known each other?
Oh, that puppy dog? We've been friends for a bit now, like 2 years? He was actually my tutor when I was a freshman. We get private tutors to make sure we maintain our grade minimums. And I was lucky enough to get Rofi as mine.
The more Hunter speaks, the more apparent it becomes that I should have traded my academic aspirations for a collegiate sport. So, that would make this your junior year?
Yep, I know he's older than me, but he gives off so much puppy energy. Those eyes.
No kidding. I'm surprised I was able to resist earlier. What a wild coincidence. Rofi and Hunter went to the same college, and now all three of us are staying in the same house? Seems almost too weird to be true.
Yo, you look a little uncomfy.
The raccoon's voice breaks me out of my thoughts. He wears a show of nestling into the pillows near the headboard.
Sitting like that must be murder on your back.
He says that right as I remember to fix my posture. Okay, what do you suggest then? With a weird smile, Hunter pats a spot on the bed next to him.
Here, come to lay down. I know we just met, but I feel comfy around you. Besides, there really is no good way to sit on this bed without killing your back.
His voice is teasing, his eyes playful. For a long moment, I'm completely silent, heart kicking into high gear. What do I say?
Sorry, a little too forward? I lay around with my bros all the time, it's not a huge deal.
I guess he's right. Things were just happening a little fast is all. Just relax. I grinned back at him. Your bros, huh?
Yeah, my teammates. Straightest dudes I've ever met. But they're not toxic about it, all really chill guys.
If I'm being honest, looking at you got me thinking nonsense. I felt a little relieved that Hunter didn't merely mark me as queer. Or at least it seemed like he hadn't. And would it really matter anyway? Oh, whatever, let's go for it. I twitch my tail out of the way and roll onto my back, scooching up the length of his bed till I'm next to him. I could taste the scent in the air. It's warm and masculine, with a pleasant hint of some fruits I can identify. Way too complex to be a normal deodorant. Are you wearing cologne?
Huh? Oh yeah, I use whatever stuff my parents get for me. When I'm not working out anyway. For some weird reason, they don't like when I use deodorants, but I'm literally an athlete, I don't have a choice.
Interesting. Cologne isn't cheap, and this brand smells really fancy.
You could get closer, you know, I'm not gonna bite.
He lays his arms out, biceps big enough to be pillows. My blush is obvious now, but fuck it, I'm already committed. I scooch over a bit more, and lay my head down gingerly on his fluffy arm, letting myself sink against it slowly. What's the fruit in your cologne? I can't quite tell.
Apricot, one of my favorites.
I feel his arm move a little, and he pulls me just a bit closer to him.
This okay?
Too uncomfortable to answer, I just nod. He's so warm. I see the glass at the phone clutched in his other paw. Looks like he's tapping on some kind of chessboard. I look down at the blanket beneath us. Guess that makes sense, though I admit I thought that it was Theo's at first. Chess, huh? Are you good? He shakes his head. Still focused on the screen, his whiskers tickle my face slightly.
Not really. I'm on the college team, but my teammates are all crazy good.
Chess team too, huh?
I played a ton as a kid. Didn't really like it at first, but for some reason it's pretty popular at my school right now.
I don't know much about the game, so I just nod. Neither of us seem to mind the sounds anyway. Hunter is focused on his game, and I'm cozy enough not to care. Time passes blissfully, hemmed along by the soft music. Eventually, Hunter lets out a deep sigh and shifts slightly.
Well, that was a bust.
I shift as well, and slowly set up, feeling the urge to stretch. Tough match? He nods.
Made too many mistakes early on. It happens.
Suddenly, he sits up and sniffs the air, tail twitching.
I wonder what's for dinner.
My stomach rumbles a response. I remember I hadn't eaten anything at all today. I guess I don't know what dinner plans are. It's not like we can order out.
Wanna go downstairs and check? Maybe we could grab a snack or two.
Sounds good. Hunter leaps to his feet, windmilling his right arm and winking at me.
Damn, your head was great cut off my circulation.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to.
Hey, I'm just kidding. Besides, I was the one who offered.
Thanks for hanging with me. I give him a playful swat on the arm, unable to hold back a smile. Come on, I want to see what they're up to downstairs. I stand up with a renewed sense of energy. Recharging with Hunter was exactly what I needed.
Lead the way.
Hunter and I run to Theo on the way down the stairs.
Oh, Leo, I'm getting your air mattress up right now. Sorry about the wait, I meant to do this earlier, but I just haven't had time to think today. If you don't mind, I think I'll get you settled in the den. You can close the doors to get some privacy when you want it.
That sounds great, Theo. Thank you.
Hey, tell you what, if you guys want, you can head down to the kitchen. There's snacks in the pantry and beer in the fridge. I still need to figure out what dinner will look like, so please help yourself for now.
Okay, yes, this is dialogue I've read before, but I wonder if it's going to, like, give us a new option. Crooked armist, relax to Theo. I just want to get that CG. Let's read this, and if I don't get a CG, I'm probably just gonna call it. Let's try this. Okay, if you're sure. Thanks a lot. To be honest, I'm not sure how much help I'd be anyway.
Like I said, it's really no trouble.
The bird begins busying himself with the various kitchen implements, quickly making himself a home in the unfamiliar space. His movements are practiced, fluid, at ease. I have a feeling that dinner is going to be delicious.
By the way, Leo.
I turn my attention back to the fox.
Let me know if you still need anything from your place. I'm happy to go back with you to pick up anything extra you might want. I had planned to run another sweep with the neighbors tomorrow anyway.
Oh, are there still folks on our street who are stuck?
I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure. I got to most of the houses today, but there's still a few I need to make sure about. Also, I promised the folks in number 90 that I'd check back with them tomorrow.
Theo? He must be looking after every house on the block. His tired eyes tick on new Mia now. Well, if that's the case, I should be offering to help you, not the other way around. If one of our neighbors needs an extra hand, you let me know, alright?
That I'll do.
That's right. Our neighbors, the people we live next to, spend our days and nights next to, but barely ever interact with. The city makes it so easy to forget about them. Well, for me, at least. Apparently not for Theo. He jumped right into action to help them. Apparently not for Rofi either. I realize with a pang of guilt. Or Hunter. Or Artemis and Ollie. They all seem to know each other already, or at least were quick to settle in with each other. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one who's learned to shut people out like this. That's not a very comforting thought. Time to change the subject. And by the way, I don't think I've said yet, but I love your house. It's so big, but surprisingly cozy. Theo finishes his swig of beer and nods graciously.
Well, thank you very much. Like I said though, this was my aunt's place first. She did most of the hard work. Most of the furniture was hers. She picked out the wallpaper and paint colors.
He trails off, eyes wondering, then seems to snap back to attention.
Some of it is my doing, though. I've added some knickknacks and tchotchkes, somewhere on the walls, some plants. Oh, that reminds me. I've got to water the ones in the den tomorrow. With all the excitement today, I completely forgot.
Ooh, I'd love to get a good look at those plants if you don't mind. Theo nods, takes another swig of beer and rises from his creaking chair.
Then allow me to show you. I suppose I might as well water them now anyway. I suppose it wouldn't hurt for you to see where you'll be sleeping too.
Okay. I glance back at Artemis, and it seems like he's doing 5 things at once. A pot full of potatoes are boiling on the stove, and he's making some last-minute adjustments to a salad. A savory aroma wafts from the oven as he tastes the dressing he made. Artemis, this smells great, by the way.
The food tends to do that. You two go do whatever you like. I've got things under control here.
I thank him, then follow Theo to a corner of the kitchen. He opens up a cabinet, then halts, and turns back to me, a little sheepishly.
The, watering can was also my aunt's.
Alright. When he removes it from the cabinet, I can see why he felt the need to specify. The can is in the shape of a little purple elephant with big sparkly eyes and itty-bitty round tusks. Its trunk, of course, is the spout. Fucking adorable. Oh my god, I love it. Look at its little tusks! Theo still looks a little embarrassed, but he laughs in response.
He sure is something, huh? Artemis, do you mind if I use the sink real quick?
The focused bird looks up from chopping carrots and shakes his head.
Please do.
Theo strides over to the sink and starts to fill the little elephant with water.
He doesn't actually hold that much water, but...
His voice wavers a little, looking down at the can.
How can I replace him?
I could never, if he were mine. Theo nods and clears his throat quietly.
Okay, that's about as much as he'll take. We'll start, of course, with this little guy.
Theo walks over to the lone kitchen plant and gives him a generous dose of water.
I got him pretty recently. Felt like the kitchen needed a little extra something. I, don't usually keep this clean if I'm being honest. There you go. The den is this way.
We fall out of the kitchen, down a short hallway, and through some double doors into the den. It's smaller than the other rooms, with the large air mattress taking up a good chunk of the floor space. Aside from that, the dense house is only a couple cozy looking chairs. I noticed several small potted plants on the table against the wall. I recognized 2 different kinds of succulents, and then some other green things. My knowledge of houseplants is less than stellar.
Just a few, you know. And I'm not the type to keep big ones with lots of soil and all the mess.
What about the ones in the living room? Theo laughs, a little embarrassed.
Oh, those are fake. I like the idea of having plants there, but didn't want to have to take care of them, so...
As he speaks, he begins to gently water the largest plants. From where I'm standing, the little elephant is looking right at me.
These guys...
He points to the succulents.
Just get a little bit, obviously, and not very often. Glad I remembered, though. They looked a little thirsty today.
I haven't pegged Theo as a plant dad, but looking at how gently and carefully he handles them, it makes perfect sense. This is a really nice space, I say, looking around, taking in the details for the first time. A full bookshelf, 2 little side tables next to each of the chairs, a leather-bound volume lying open on one of the cushions. Seems like an excellent place to read.
Best seat in the house. Though I haven't made much use of it lately. My reading has really slipped this year. Barely got through 5 books.
Judging from the width of most of the titles on the shelf, that still seems impressive to me.
There we go,
he says, topping out the final plant with the remains of the can.
He can have a little extra today as a treat. Oh,
he snaps his fingers.
There's one more in my bedroom too, if you want to see it. She also needs a bit of water today.
Sure, lead the way. Theo leads me upstairs and down the hall to the master bedroom. Once we enter, he makes his way over to a medium-sized hanging plant, suspended from the ceiling in one of the corners.
And here she is. Give me just a second, I'm going to fill this little guy up again.
He taps the little elephant, then heads through the door into what must be a bathroom. I take a look around the room, a little sheepishly at first. It's okay, I tell myself. He clearly doesn't mind you being in here. Theo's room is neatish. That's probably the best word to describe it. The bed is made, but the blankets and pillows are a little crooked. The nearby desk is completely covered with papers and manila folders, but all officially stacked and organized. The walk-in closet doors are wide open, revealing a forest of similar looking clothes. I definitely see 2 or 3 copies of the exact outfit he's wearing right now. That also makes sense for Theo, I note. When it comes to fashion, he's very copy-paste. There we go. He emerges from the bathroom, full elephant in tow. Thanks for letting me give you a little impromptu tour. I'm proud of this house and I like showing it off to people. I'm not surprised. It's a lovely place, really. Yes, he says simply, his eyes once again travel elsewhere. Yes, it is. The tone of his voice changes completely, deeper, more husky. He starts to water the hanging plants, gently moving its leaves aside for better access. You know, it really is my pleasure to get some use out of it, to see it full again. It's just been a while since... At that moment, water begins to pour out the hanging pot onto the floor. I figured that was gonna happen because I was like, should there be something under it to cover it? Because I know these terracotta plants, plant holders have a little hole in the bottom to get rid of like the excess water, so the plant doesn't drown. Oh fuck! Shit! I always overwater this one. Just give me a second. I race into the bathroom and grab a towel. As I return, I see Theo trying and failing to catch the downpour in his cup paws. Here, I got it. I jump to the floor and start to mop up the spill. It's not that much, really, and the fluffy towel sits up nicely. I'm sorry, Leo. I'm such a klutz. Must be my advanced age. He laughs then, full and hearty, pulse still dripping with water, and I can't help but join him. Here, old man. I offer him the towel to dry his paws. Good thing you got his youngsters around, huh? Yes, indeed. Theo puts on his best old man voice as he takes the towel. I literally thought that it was just dripping out of the hole. Oh, is there a hole for this one? I don't know. I haven't worked with plants in a minute. And you youngsters are welcome back here any time, for any reason. But for now, I think we should probably head back to the kitchen, just in case Artemis needs my help with anything. I probably shouldn't have left him to fend for himself, actually. Fair enough. He seems like he knows what he's doing, though. Judging from the smell already wafting through the house, he was making miracles down there. As I take one last look around the bedroom, my thoughts catch up with me. All of this was happening so fast. Less than 24 hours ago, I was on my way out of this place. I was excited to file onto a plane and leave this frozen city behind. Less than 24 hours ago, I was gearing up for another quiet night alone in my dusty apartment. Just me, my phone, and my endless roiling thoughts. And now, I have an open invitation to Theo's house, and Rofi and I still have so much more to catch up on. And I definitely see Hunter around too. It seemed almost surreal. I'm put back to reality once we reach the stairwell. As we descend past the mirror collection of photos, my curiosity gets the better of me. Hey, Theo. Is this you and your aunt? I point to the photo that caught my eye earlier. Little Theo. Theo's 17th birthday, 2005. Yes, me and Aunt MJ. Theo's voice turns wistful, and his eyes unfocused. She was always so good to me. My 17th was the best birthday I ever had. I watch him relive the day in his head. I'm assuming she bought you that car? That's a pretty sweet gift. Yep. Oh, sour mood. And I told it a few days after. His voice turns bitter without warning, and the mood sours at once. We hang in uncomfortable silence for only a moment before his eyes refocus and he draws his mouth back to that now familiar Theo smile. But anyway, that was a long time ago. I won't bore you with old stories. Wait a minute. I'm gonna connect the dots. He told us a few days after. He got that car for his 17th birthday. He obviously still lived with his parents. That little flashback sequence we have with him on the road in the snow, when he was all beaten up and bruised. Was that what he told the car? Anyway.
Let's not keep Artemis waiting, huh?
Yeah. Listen, Theo, I didn't mean to. He waves his paw to cut me off.
No, don't apologize. You didn't do anything wrong. Come on. I'm sure we're needed in the kitchen.
He turns and strides purposefully down the stairs, and I hurry after him to catch up. The eyes in the photo seem to follow us as we go. Artemis looks up as we enter, clearly ready to delegate a task. Okay, you know what? I'm going to end it today. It's getting too long. Well, at least we have some content to fill that extra space. So yeah, that was perfect. Now, the next route to be updated will be Theo's route, so I wonder how that's gonna work out, considering I have a feeling that saving Diana is probably the main plot of upcoming updates. So, there you go. I will find that one CG I'm missing. I will find it. Oh my god, I will find it. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for clicking on this video. If you enjoyed it, you give it a like and subscribe if you're really interested. I'll leave a link to the game in the description below if you want to go play for yourself. Maybe you'll find the CG before I do. I'll also leave links to the Promises to Keep playlist if you want to go watch it from my first part all the way to the current. I'll also leave links to my Twitter and Blue Sky if you want to support me on those platforms. And as always, I'll be leaving a link to the visual novel me and my friend Zed the Red Panda made for the February game jam called When You're Mine. Please don't show your support to it, and if you do like it, maybe consider rating it on itchio and commenting on it. We love reading those, it makes our day. And as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!